welcome everyone to 284 News. My name is Javon Wilson.
I'm Kamal Haynes.
And I'm Ron Grant.
And we are so thrilled and happy to be coming to you live out of the beautiful British Virgin Islands. The content continues via our website, 284media.com.
In today's news, Premier Andrew Fahie allocates $8.5 million within the 2022 fiscal budget towards the restoration of schools across the territory.
We also see books and Bush Tea Book Fair and a night of poetry to headline cultural activities slated for this Saturday, that's tomorrow, at HLSCC in observance of Culture and Tourism Month.
And taxi and livery operators already reaping the benefits from the recent return of cruise ships in the territory, with more than 3,500 passengers recorded in the last 2 days.
We also see Adina Donovan Home receiving a new generator, compliments of the UNITE BVI family, and Indigo Beach House draws massive crowd in support of the inaugural Diwali cultural celebrations. We have all the details for these stories and so much more on today's edition of 284 News.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's a brand new season of The Art of a Distinguished Gentleman, a show poised to help guide modern-day men into 21st century distinguished gentlemen. It doesn't always involve suits and, bow ties, but raw, real-life lessons that translate to grounded, community-minded, well-rounded men. This season, I'm taking you on an entirely different journey, from chefs to dancers, philanthropists, communications specialists, and much more. I'm heading outside in the field to share the journey of some of the BVI's best and brightest men. From East End to West End, Bojangara, Jackson Lake, not forgetting Antigata. Our Virgin Islands gentlemen are doing the damn thing, and I'm so proud. Get ready to reason, reflect, and redirect. We are the movers and shakers of this generation, and we ain't afraid to show it. The Art of a Distinguished Gentleman, Season 3 by yours truly, Ron Grant, raising a generation of greatness.
It is a fantastic Friday evening here in the Virgin Islands, Friday, November 12th, 2021. My name is Javon Wilson.
And I'm Kamal Haynes, coming to you live from the beautiful British Virgin Islands. Viewers, we lead this news from yesterday's budget, where Premier and Minister for Finance Andrew Fahie has assured all teachers and educator stakeholders that his government has made it their top priority to restore schools across the territory, allocating some $8.5 million in the 2022 budget to achieve this goal. Well, the Premier made the comments while delivering the territory's 2022 budget speech in the House of Assembly on Thursday, November 11th. While he said that schools across the territory have not been properly maintained over the last few decades, adding that the impact of the 2017 hurricanes made the bad situation even worse. Well, he commended teachers for persevering in such environments and for their continued commitment and dedication, as he assured them that his government has placed top priority in the 2022 budget to allocate the necessary funds to restore schools across the territory. Well, topping the restorations will be the Elmore Stout High School, which he said has been allocated just over $7 million to have their rehabilitation program moving forward. Well, the Premier also addressed the works that will be done on the Isabella Morris Primary School, which he said will be the first junior high school in the territory once works have been completed.
In the 2022 budget, thus far, $8.5 million is allocated for upgrading some of our school infrastructure through the Recovery and Development Agency, RDA. In the upcoming year, redevelopment of the Elmore Stout High School campus will move forward. I said the Elmore Stout High School Development Program will move forward. These includes constructing classrooms and supporting facilities to provide a modern campus for learning and development for our students. Just over $7 million is already allocated for this initiative in the 2022 budget. All students and teachers will finally be moving from the CTL building to the Elmore Stout High School campus, where they belong and in proper facilities in time for the 2022-2023 school year. Demolition work on the Isabella Morris Primary School began on 1st October 2021. We have allocated in the 2022 budget $200,000 to fund design, development, and engineering works to inform the construction and development of a new modern facility with smart and safe standards to ensure a resilient and functional school for the children and teachers of Carrot Bay and neighboring communities. When completed, it will be known as the Isabella Morris Junior High School. Our intent, led by the Minister of Education, is to ensure a few junior schools are built throughout the territory, and this will be the first one.
But the Finance Minister also outlined some of the work that will occur on some of the schools across the sister islands, more specifically Virgin Gorda, Jos van Dyke, and Anegada.
On Jos van Dyke, our teachers and students have borne a lot, and they have been very, very, very patient over the years, especially since Hurricane Irma and Maria. $400,000 is a lot allocated towards commencement of the construction of a modern school building that is fitting of what they deserve. But that's not enough. But we have already had pledges coming in from persons to help supplement the rest of the money. And the Jos van Dyke Primary School in 2022 construction will begin so that our students in Jos van Dyke are in a more conducive learning environment. I know some of you that hear these say wishful thinking, but all I can tell you is that a lie have speed, but truth have endurance. Look for when the truth comes. We continue to restore functionality to the Brigada Flax Educational Center on Virgin Gorda. $50,000 is allocated to complete ongoing works at this facility, and even more funds, if needed, through the rehabilitation of schools both. Additionally, $800,000 is allocated for the redevelopment of the Eslin Henley Richer Special Needs Learning Center to provide a restored learning environment with smart and safe standards for students with special needs. All special needs students deserve better. And in 2022, in this budget, better they will get.
All viewers, Premier Fahie also revealed that a further $1 million is allocated through local funding for rehabilitation and remedial works on various schools across the territory, but said that the total will obviously increase to $2 million following an overview of all the concerns that needs addressing across the schools. Javon, this is obviously good news for the territory and for schools more specifically and the educators, considering what we would have experienced in the territory over the last month or so, where teachers have been obviously expressing their displeasure for the conditions that they have been going through. And following that, we would have seen the Minister of Education, Dr. Natalia, really responding that he would have been aiming to get at least $2 million allocated to the restoration of schools across the territory. And we see the Premier more than tripling that figure, basically. We just got to wait and see if works are actually done.
Right, and it's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing when democracy speaks loudly. And again, I continue to applaud the work that the teachers did collectively as a body to ensure that they are demanding more, not only for themselves, but also for our students. Our students have been displaced essentially not just within this pandemic, but even prior to that, since 2017, and have not had a fair and conducive environment for learning. So I'm really happy to see this. The good thing to note that it's within this $8.5 million, $2 million, will be allocated particularly for the overhaul as it relates to the infrastructure, which is what the minister was calling for. And you know what? I was even more pleased, Kamal, that even after the calls from the teachers and subsequently the protesting from the political activists within our community, that the Minister of Education took it upon himself to stand up in the House of Assembly and aptly acknowledge those concerns as indisputable. And he mentioned the fact that, in the beginning he was very defensive, And he had to take into consideration the fact that these are real concerns. And especially, I think, coming from the background of being a teacher himself, was able to really step into the teacher's shoes and understand the emergencies that are screaming right now. So I'm happy to see the Premier, within his capacity as the finance minister, really considering the schools, our teachers, our students, because this is definitely the way forward. As we move on, the Department of Culture is currently celebrating its second annual Culture and Tourism Month this November under the theme, Our Heritage, Our People, Our Cultural Arts, where culture meets tourism. We capture our hearts. Now, viewers, activities to mark the second week of Culture and Tourism Month was filled with excitement, and then as BVI Lit Fest fires up with many discussions in schools across the territory as we continue to celebrate the traditional Culture Week. Now, the Minister for Education, Culture, Youth Affairs, Fisheries and Agriculture, Dr. the Honorable Natalio D. Whitley, expressed his excitement for the week by acknowledging the accomplishments and the talent of the panel participants, as well as the expected fruitful discussions. He stated that the week was filled with panel discussions geared towards fiction, essay writing, poetry, and nonfiction. Now, as we know, Kings kicked off on November 1st with a grand opening ceremony. And just today, viewers, we experienced a cultural food fair that was held at the Turtle Pier Park. But not only that, also on Yas Van Dyke and Anegada, which also included a school's arts fest. Now, these events really captured and showcased the culinary culture of the Virgin Islands. But viewers, it doesn't stop there. Tomorrow, November 13th, as part of the BVI's first ever 2-week literary festival called BVI Lit Fest, we will be hosting an evening of music and poetry and a book and bush tea book fair. I think that's quite a catchy name, and of course synonymous with BVI culture. So today we caught up with the culture officer at the Department of Culture, Miss Anika Christopher, who was very happy to tell us all about tomorrow's events.
To booksellers to book lovers, the Virgin Islands is rich with literary history. The BVI Literary Festival provides a unique opportunity to celebrate our local literature, the literary arts, and the creative process through workshops, panel discussions, readings, signings, and launches. This Saturday, the BVI Literary Festival ends with a book fair and poetry night. From 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Learning Resource Center at the H. Lavatista Community College, come on out and meet local authors as they read their books and have your copy signed. Both local and international books across all genres will be available for purchase. You'd like to have soul at the book fair? Contact Nook Bookstore to register at 340-3164. That's 340-3164. Then, from 7 to 9 p.m. at the Eileen Parsons Auditorium, enjoy an evening of music and spoken word poetry featuring the Callaloo Poets, Brent Hoyt, and many more.
So viewers, as you heard, you are now duly invited to come out and support not only the BVI literature, but also the vibrant creative expression that exists within our shores. Admission is absolutely free tomorrow, and persons do not need to register to attend the event. Performing will be the Callaloo Poets, Brent Hoyt, and so much more. Now, also during the month, this month that is, Vika will be organizing its performance night of dance, song, and storytelling, while APAC will be bringing back its Dolores Christopher Festival of the Arts. Again, you are invited. Our team will be there to capture all the excitement and of course celebrate the vibrant culture that is the British Virgin Islands.
Well, viewers, up next, taxi and livery operators are already reaping benefits from the recent return of cruise ships in the territory, with more than 3,500 passengers recorded in 2 days. And Adina Donovan Home receives new generator compliments of UNITE BVI. We'll get to these stories after a word from our sponsors.
You value traditions. Today, you value music. You value education. Family. I love you. Service.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Love. life. At Popular, we're committed to you and everything our community values. For the things you value the most, count on us.
Well, welcome back, viewers. Well, tourism is back and booming in the British Virgin Islands, as taxi operators are already starting to reap the benefits of the more than 3,600 cruise ship passengers who visited the territory over the last 2 days. And this is according to the director of the Taxi and Livery Commission, Javon Parsons, who made a statement during an interview with 24 News on Thursday, November 11th. Well, more than 20 cruise ship vessels are scheduled to berth into the BVI in the month of November. And according to Parsons, things are starting to look very promising among taxi and livery operators.
To say the least, tourism is back and booming in the BVI. Today is our second two-ship day. We had our first two-ship day yesterday with passengers coming off and free-flowing. Today is more of the same. And our taxi operators are very thankful and grateful for the opportunity to be back out there and doing what they do as service ambassadors in the BVI and showing the tourists what they've missed for the last.
Well, Director Parsons estimated that approximately 3,600 cruise passengers visited the BVI between Wednesday and Thursday this week and said he expects those numbers to gradually climb.
Well, yesterday we had 1,700. And today we have approximately 1,900 coming to the territory. I got a message last week, and the highlight of that message was that even though we have an active schedule for the month of November and on into December, we have ships calling or cruise line calling and interested in coming to the BVI amidst the list, the schedule that already exists. So it's promising to be a very, very active season. I like the outlook and the trajectory of what I've seen so far. The protocols are in place, and we're here, we're ready to.
Well, the taxi and livery boss also revealed that there have been no issues to date with the new mandatory sanitization protocol, which require all taxi operators to have their vehicles completely sanitized following a tourist trip or tour. Well, in fact, he said that the process has so far been perfect.
That has been working flawlessly. They are in compliance. After they do their trips or their tours, when they get back to the cruise pier and they land off their guests, they're expected to stop in with the taxi and livery inspectors, sanitize their bus, and be logged, and they're on their merry way. It's a short process. It depends on the size of the vehicle, and like I said, they're very much in compliance. I haven't really had any qualms from taxi operators thus far, and we're off to a great start.
Well, viewers, that was the director of the Taxi and Livery Commission, Javon Parsons. Javon, this is good news for the territory.
Absolutely. And of course, the taxi drivers have done exactly what they needed to do. They followed the protocols, they've gotten certified, and of course deserve all of this and so much more. As we move on, the Adina Donovan Home for the Elderly is the recipient of a MP301 30 kilowatt generator courtesy of UNITE BVI. The generator was handed over at a short ceremony on Friday, November 5th. Now, viewers, this donation is valued at $29,981.50 for the generator and optional parts worth $6,341. That is for installation costs. Now, the acting permanent secretary in the Ministry of Health and Social Development, Ms. Tasha Bertie, said the home suffered extensive damage during the passage of Hurricanes Irma and Maria and was operating from a connection to the Orlando Smith Hospital. Ms. Bertie said that the connection was removed as the hospital began preparing for accreditation. She said, and I quote, "Suggestions were made to have the Social Development Department partner with the nonprofit organization and other partners to provide a generator for the home." She said, Now, viewers, the acting PS thanked UNITE BVI for the much-needed generator and called for the home that houses the territory's vulnerable to be adopted by an NPO. Meanwhile, viewers, manager Ms. Ritzia Turnbull-Smith said that with the help of the government and donor agencies, some major structural repairs were completed following the hurricanes, but that there was still more to be done. Ms. Turnbull-Smith said, and I quote, "On behalf of the Social Development Department, particularly our residents and staff at the Adina Donovan Home, I take this opportunity to thank UNITE BVI for donating this very necessary equipment. This generator will allow for full continuity of operations, clinical, laundry, and dietary during power outages, especially in times of disasters." The executive director of UNITE BVI, Mrs. Sada Smith, said her organization is pleased to donate the much-needed equipment to the home to ensure that its members' needs are met. The Adina Donovan Home for the Elderly is the primary government-owned residential care facility for the indigent and the elderly in the Virgin Islands. Its vision is to create an environment that promotes the independence of its residents as it endeavors to enhance the quality of life. There are so many needs at the Adina Donovan Home, Kamal. Anytime you visit, there is literally a list on the wall of some of the necessities that are needed at the Adina Donovan Home. And what we continue to see is not only corporate BVI, but non-profits, especially like UNITE BVI, which continues to cater so wholesomely to this community, really stepping up and doing what is necessary. I think it was critical for this home to have a backup electricity, especially in times of natural disasters. So we truly do applaud the efforts of UNITE BVI, not only to the Adina Donovan Home, but of course as it continues to extend its efforts to the community.
Well, that's great news indeed, and at least they have that generator off their list.
Yes.
Well, up next, viewers, BVI Under-20 football team secured their first victory of the CONCACAF Under-20 Championships with a 1-0 victory against Sint Maarten, and Indigo Beach House draws massive crowd in support of inaugural Diwali cultural celebrations. We get to these stories when 284 News return. Well, thank you for sticking with us, viewers. While the British Virgin Islands Under-20 national football team secured their first victory of the CONCACAF Under-20 Championship in Santo Domingo on Thursday, thanks to a 70th minute goal from Luca Chalwell that saw the BVI defeated Sint Maarten 1-0. Well, Chalwell dribbled across the top of the penalty area and then slotted the ball across the keeper inside the far post to secure his goal, which sparked celebrations that intensified as the whistle blowed. Well, despite the lone goal from Chalwell, the overall performance was described to be a team effort, which also saw goalkeeper Mickey Walters coming into the rescue of the team with a superb early penalty save. While speaking on the performance of the team was the BVI Football Association's president, Andy Bickerton, who commended his boys on their historic victory.
Well, the team's got better in every game. In this game, every player in the team worked hard. They worked hard for each other. We had outstanding displays throughout the team. The goalkeeper was excellent, defence was excellent, midfield was excellent, and the strikers really put the pressure on the opposing defenders. But I mean, the main improvement has been that the players are getting to understand that they have to play in a pattern, a system, whereby when they lose possession, they have to know where they have to be. So we've seen significant improvement. It's quite chaotic, I would say, in the first game against Curacao. And for the first time, I would say today, we actually looked like a team that had a good idea on the way that the coaches wanted them to play.
Well, President Bickerton highlighted the performance of goalkeeper Mickey Walters, but said it was not fair to just single out one person, as there were several persons who contributed to the team's victory.
Well, the player that came in today in goal, Mickey Walters, to replace our injured goalkeeper, was excellent. He saved a penalty in the first minute, and he did very, very well throughout the game. But it's unfair just to pick the goalkeeper. I mean, the back four defenders, Justin Smith and E.J. Jones, Kai Williams and Malachi Stanners were excellent. Kai and E.J. were covering each other. They were winning headers. And then you look in midfield and, we had an outstanding performance from Luca Chilwell. He's the heart of the team, picking the ball up, bringing it forward, putting pressure on players, and he won almost every header that he went for in the game. But, then up front you've got, a youngster came in, Levon Williams, not great technically, but he worked his socks off. He was putting pressure on defenders, making defenders kick the ball out into touch instead of being able to play it. So it's unfair to in a way to pick out individuals because it was a team performance, and I think that's what the national coach Chris Kionwa has been saying to the players over the course of the week so far, is that you have to play a system, you have to understand the system, you have to understand where your place is in the system, and once you do that and you work hard, results will come, and today they got their result. And we're very, from the FA's point of view, we're really, really proud of them.
Well, meanwhile, Coach Clinton Tinney Percival was understandably a very happy man at the final whistle as he expressed his joy over the victory. Well, he said, and I quote, "I am really proud of them today for their team performance. We asked them to play for each other, and they did just so, moving around well and making it hard for Sint Maarten to work hard to regain the ball. Well, we are working on a particular style of play, keeping the ball and working hard as a team in and out of possession. With the will to win the game tonight was very evident, and I am very happy for the boys. I can only see us going from strength to strength. Well, now we are going to enjoy the victory tonight, but get back to business for our next game against Dominica," end quote. Well, the victory comes after the BVI suffered a 7-0 defeat against Curacao in their first match. Well, Group A will conclude on Saturday, November 13th, which is tomorrow, with Grenada and Curacao battling for the top spot and a place in the 2020 CMU 20Q, while Dominica will clash with the British Virgin Islands also on that day.
Viewers, as we begin to wrap up, you may have heard of it. You may have even visited and sampled one of these scrumptious dishes on their menu. But Indigo Beach House, nestled on the beautiful King Garden Bay Beach, is quickly becoming a household name. Known as everyone's favorite beach house, it is owned and operated by Kareem and Val Raima from Mayet's and Vishal Mohabir, everyone's favorite bartender. Besides the food, viewers, cultural diversity is also of great importance to the Indigo brand. And just recently, the establishment received overwhelming support as they celebrated Diwali, which is a festival of lights and observance that is synonymous with Guyana's culture. Now, viewers, the co-owner, Mr. Vishal Mohabir, spoke on the experience and the importance of cultural diversity here in the BVI. Listen in.
Diwali is a 5-day celebration for Hindus, Sikhs, and Buddhists worldwide. It so symbolizes the good over evil, light over darkness, and knowledge over ignorance. The BVI temple was located in Seacoast Bay before Hurricane Irma and was destroyed in 2017. That's where all the celebrations would normally keep, that is Holi and Diwali and other religious celebrations as well. Now I think we are doing it at the festival grounds in Rotown. When the Diwali celebration held at Indigo, which was last Sunday, The turnout was amazing. We had about 250 people from all walks of life there, um, different religious background, and I really think that the support has been amazing. It's been like it's been so good for us. Observances like these are important to the brand Indigo, our brand, because it is our aim to keep the culture and all different countries, different nationalities that live here in the BVI alive. So we look forward for next year, and it's going to be bigger and better, I think, for next October, November. And spring is coming up, so that means that we're going to have our first holy celebration as well. So, you know, we'll keep you posted and look out for that. Thank you.
Now, viewers, Indigo is definitely, I think, easily one of my favorite places because it really marries two very important things. If you're a foodie, it marries food to the unmatched, beautiful views of King Artemis. So whenever you visit, be sure to try the Asian cauliflower wings and the stir-fried quinoa, which, of course, is served up with a side of avocado. Come on, definitely, if you haven't tried Indigo, I'm inviting you to go out there and sample.
Well, once you're paying, sure, don't make that at all. Viewers, that's it for today's news roundup. Also, don't forget today's Friday, but tomorrow is Saturday. Tomorrow is the BVI Fish Fest. Please don't forget we have performances of Swan, Shaw, Vibe, Extreme Band, and also coming all the way from Jamaica. You know, there's the Jamaican artist TJ, also known as the Up Top Boss. So viewers, please tune in and also look to support local.
Yes, absolutely.
And a lot of fish dishes also to try as well, which will be on display tomorrow. So just tune in. We have a lot of festivities this week, and just be safe. That's all we can say today.
Absolutely. Support local. That's what it's about. And of course, the first concert ever since the COVID pandemic hit.
Yes, it's the first event since COVID, probably in the region. First major event of such nature. So go out and support the event, and just enjoy yourself. But also remember, just stay safe. Continue to adhere to the COVID-19 protocols, and have a good weekend, everyone. And come out here.
Absolutely. And I'm Javon Wilson. See you on Monday. Bye-bye.